So let's get back to password generation page. I think we can push it further. So let's first make some passwords. So passphrase generator. I have ASD, def, generate, save, so it will be user admin. Then let's make another user. I think we have user 2, right? Yes. So let's generate some passwords for this user. And let's go with our primary user. I remember user 6, maybe, that we use from Burp suite. Go to pass generator. And now let's open Burp suite and find the request for listing passphrases. So in one of previous videos, we discovered that we can put a random user and get their passwords. But I think we can push it a bit further. So we already looked in previous videos in some injections, right? We namely looked at NoSQL injection, where we used to inject queries into MongoDB, and we looked into XPath injections, where we injected queries, injected our custom logic into XPath queries, right? To get all nodes from XML file, XML config. And today we'll be looking at SQL injection. So let's first of all see if we have something here, if it's an invalid user. So if we see that if we put an invalid user, then we get these square braces, right? But when we put a quote, we get nothing. And it's probably an indication that something special happens when we put a quote. That means that something fails and we can probably suppress it. So based on this indication, we can assume that we might have an SQL injection and we can try to unwind it. So SQL query, if we try a bit of guessing, will look something like this from some table, passwords, let's call it, right? Passwords. Where, and then there is a query like something like username is equal to, and here is our input. So, and we control this input. So when we put one quote here, we break query because now we have an even odd number of quotes and it's an invalid query. So let's try to push it further and make it valid query that selects everything. My favorite approach here is to put OR, then some truly condition. The easiest one I have in mind is 1 equal 1. And then we need to deal with this quote. But there can be some additional conditions, right? There can be and something, and we don't want that because it may limit us. So I make it a comment. This is how in SQL you can make comments. And to make double and comment requires a space after that. But spaces can be trimmed on backend before what we pass is substituted into the query. So we need to add some random symbol after that. And that's it with sound injection. But since this is in URL, in the path of request, we cannot use spaces here. So we need to encode it. Right click on it, convert selection, URL, encode our characters. And there we have it. We get passwords of user 2, we get passwords of admin, and anyone in the system actually.